The news on point.
Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at the news. The Electoral Commission has asked candidates to refrain from holding masses and mass rallies to avoid the spread of COVID-19. The acting secretary of the Commission, Leonard Mulekwa, says the Commission is shocked to see some candidates holding rallies instead of encouraging their supporters to observe the standard operating procedures. He made the remarks while flagging of civil society organizations that have started sensitizing the public on the forthcoming general elections. A platform to empower youth into transforming their communities has been launched today in Kampala. The stage is a brainchild of Outbox, Richer Hand Uganda, Public Health Ambassadors Uganda, UNYPA, among others, supported by United Nations Population Fund. The platform seeks to harness the power of building communities by bringing together young people to share stories and ideas that address social issues in the community. During the launch, UNFPA country representative Elaine Sibenel said this is not a competition for ideas, rather a convenient space for young people to convene and share experiences and ideas that have the potential to positively shape their communities.
I'm challenging you to think beyond youth and young people providing the solutions for young people. Yes, they own them. Yes, they should drive them. But what about parents, grandparents? So that intergenerational logic has to be featured, because we cannot address, and I repeat myself, we cannot address teenage pregnancy just by young people raising their voice about teenage pregnancy.
The Alliance for National Transformation presidential candidate Mugisha Muntu has said the security forces brutalize people to protect their jobs. Security operatives are on the spot for brutalizing locals during the ongoing campaigns in all parts of the country. Muntu, a former army commander, explained the security officers are protecting their jobs, considering that getting jobs in the country is a hard task. He was addressing the press in Soroti City before he embarked on his campaigns in Ngora, Kumi and Bukedea.
The economy is really quite squeezed. It's very difficult to survive outside a job. Even those who are in business are really struggling. I think at the end of the day, these officers ask themselves, should I just refuse to carry out these orders and be thrown out? How would I survive? How would the family survive? I suspect that's what is causing them to go ahead and carry out wrong orders.
In sports news, the FUFA Dispute Resolution Chamber has cancelled Andrew Kaweya's transfer to KCC on grounds of breach of contract. In a ruling released today, Kaweya has been denied registration with KCC until January 23rd, 2021, when his youth agreement with Vipers Sports Club expires. The chamber also found that Vipers had also violated Article 21 of the registration regulations for signing a 6-year contract with the teenager, which is longer than the maximum contract duration of 3 years. KCCA will now sign the player after expiring of Venom's contract, but has been warned against any further violations regarding engagements with minor players. In other news this evening, Sudan's interim government has cancelled more than 3,500 passports issued to foreign residents by the government of ousted President Omar al-Bashir. The Interior Ministry of Khartoum said the decision was taken because of negative security reports or because foreigners had obtained their citizenship improperly. Sudanese media say most of those affected were from Arab countries, particularly Syria, and had paid officials $10,000 in exchange for citizenship. The ministry also announced that Syrian nationals will be required in future to obtain Sudanese visas in advance of travel. 150,000 Syrians are estimated to have moved to Sudan since the Syrian war began. In entertainment news, Taylor Swift is releasing her second surprise album of 2020 at midnight, and she's revealed this on Twitter. Evermore is described as a sister album to the delicate, escapist folklore, which itself arrived out of the blue in July. Recorded remotely in quarantine, That record topped the US and UK charts and earned Swift nominations for 6 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year. Swift said the new 17-track collection featured songs from the same sessions. To put it plainly, we just could not stop writing, she said. To try and put it more poetically, it feels like we were standing on the edge of the folklorian woods and had the choice to turn and go back or to travel further into the forest of this music. We chose to wander deeper in. That was the news.
XFM News on point.